Hello, and welcome to another video. In this video, I have opened already the book that we're gonna take a look at. The book is about brain. It's a pretty cool book. Trying to adjust the lighting so it's not right in your eyes. Oh, much better, right? Alright. So this is Brain, the Complete Mind, how it develops, works, and how to keep it sharp. Lots of different chapters. 9 chapters total. This book starts with amazing brain, the nervous system, brain development, the senses, perception. Yeah, that's the senses, emotion, states of mind, the feeling brain, learning and memory, the aging brain, and the future of the brain in the epilogue. So, let's take a look. It's almost like a textbook kind of book. So we will approach it as such. Okay. Mostly we will look at pictures and things that are highlighted, so that's it's not purely a reading video. So let's start with knowing itself. Alright, fast fact. Here's a first fast fact. External stimuli can physically alter the brain. For example, stress weakens the encoding of memories. Okay, staying sharp. Like the muscles of your body, your brain gets stronger when it's given a workout. Creativity, imagination, and other methods of cognition improve when your brain reacts to new perceptions. Interesting. Some scientific research suggests that listening to pleasurable music such as a Mozart sonata causes a short-term increase in the ability to solve spatial problems. Interesting. Mozart specifically. Listening to Mozart for a few minutes each day may boost your cognition across many levels. Okay, let's see. Mind hunters. Historically great thinkers have placed the mind, sometimes referred to as the soul or the psyche, at various places in the human body. And so, like, for example, Aristotle, the heart, it's in the center of the body and is the first organ to be discerned in an embryo. Thomas Aquinas, the ventricles or the empty spaces of the brain, being pure spirit, it survives beyond death. Rene Descartes. The pineal gland. Interesting. Okay, let's see. This is Hippocrates, physician of ancient Greece, dissecting a cow's head. That's a bit disturbing, but speaking of that, another fast fact. Are you a morning or evening person? Your brain is wired to prefer one or the other. You know, I used to be more of an evening person, but now I definitely have become a morning. So maybe you can rewire your brain. Early surgery. Okay. 17th century Jamestown colony skull shows signs of brain surgery. 17th century. William Macewen, well, one of those, removed a tumor from a young woman's brain in 1879. She survived the surgery. American physician Harvey Cushing, he removed more than 2,000 brain tumors. And then Portuguese doctor Antonio Egas Moniz performed the first prefrontal lobotomy on humans in the 30s. He cut key fibers in the frontal lobes and had the desired effects of calming agitated patients, but it also drained them of emotion. Lobotomies now are considered radical procedure. No kidding. Okay. Alright, let's see what else. Another fast fact. Thomas Willis was buried in Westminster Abbey. Poet Nathaniel Williams eulogized him as one who knew the wondrous art and order of each part in the whole lump, how every sense contributes to the health's defense. Okay. Breakthrough. That's again that Thomas Willis. I addicted myself to the opening of heads. Don't take it out of context. He dreamed of nothing less than to unlock the secret places of man's mind. Interesting. Alright, so that is Christopher Wren's 1664 drawing. Trade. This is the brain's blood supply. Okay. Motor neuron. Now we're talking about nerve cells. Here we've got nucleus, dendrites, those little kind of root looking like parts, cell body. Nissel bodies produce neurotransmitters. Then you got the axon, myelin sheath, formed by Schwann's cell, node of Ranvier. It's between, like that little part. Axon terminal fiber, synaptic knobs for axon terminal of presynaptic neuron. Another fact, the human brain has about 100 billion neurons 50 trillion neuroglia. There's the Santiago Ramon Cajal in the 1906 portrait documented the existence of synapses. Okay, and here's a whole bunch of types of glial cell or glial cells. I think glial is the right way to pronounce that. And there are astrocytes, microglia, or microglia. I don't know. Ependymal cells, oligodendrocytes, Schwann cells, and satellite cells. New circuits. If neuronal circuitry rewires itself in response to stimulation, do the brains of teens raised on the internet and high-tech gadgets differ from those of older generation? That's the question. The answer is most likely yes. UCLA psychiatrist Gary Small believes that tech-savvy children strengthen synaptic connections for electronic communication, while their circuitry for a face-to-face world, like reading body language, fades. Meanwhile, late adopters of technology lag in their ability to master new communication media. It's kind of not surprising, right? Connections. Axons and dendrites spread in ghostly webs from the bodies of nerve cells. Actions, nerve cells flash with electrochemical activity, a three-dimensional rendering. Growth and support, cortical neurons, and the supporting neuroglial cell, top left row in a culture. I don't know what they're top left, I guess maybe. I don't know. Another fact, the number of synapses may be as high as 1,000 trillion, or the number 1 followed by 15 zeros. 15. This is communication across the synapse. There's a whole bunch of a neurotransmitter. You probably have heard of a lot of them. Acetylcholine, I think that's how you say it. Dopamine, endorphins, GABA, glutamate, norepinephrine, serotonin. And these are precursors to axons and dendrites in yellow and blue. Respond to nerve growth stimulation. Reeves research. So, research into how to regenerate nerve tissue after injuries like transections, a complete severing of the spinal cord, owes a great deal to late actor Christopher Reeve. He shattered his cervical vertebra in a horseback riding accident and became paralyzed from the neck down, quadriplegia. And the injury was not quite a transection. He eventually regained some sensation, but nevertheless proved devastating. His public appearances in a wheelchair until his 2004 death drew attention to spinal injuries. Here's a glossary of all different terms. We're not gonna go through them. Anatomy. These are the 8 bones that form the cranium. They shield the brain from injury. And these are the layers of coverings combined to cushion, protect, and support brain. Another fact, poet Lord Byron's brain weighed 79 ounces, well above the average human brain's weight of 48 ounces. Fascinating, right? Almost double. I wonder why. Okay. Let's see. So then we are looking at the actual brain here. Here's the cerebrum, frontal cortex right here. Underneath is kind of hidden corpus callosum. Thalamus is inside, hypothalamus. Pineal gland, this tiny little thing, cerebellum. And then on this side, ventricle trigeminal, no, tegmental, thinking of a nerve area, optic chiasm, pituitary gland, I don't know what that is, mammillary body, substantia nigra pons, and medulla oblongata. Alright, fast fact. In 1999, scientists discovered that Albert Einstein's inferior parietal lobe, associated with mathematical and spatial reasoning, was 15% wider than that of an average brain. 15% wider. Staying sharp. A couple of activities to do that, like brain gymnastics, learning a new language, listening to classical music, solving mental puzzles and games like crossword puzzles and Sudoku, eating a healthful diet, walking, jogging, or cycling regularly to promote cardiovascular health, maintaining a healthy weight. Okay, what else? Elements of diencephalon link the left and right hemispheres. Diencephalon. It's in the center of our brain, between the cerebrum's 2 hemispheres. It consists of 3 structures: thalamus, hypothalamus, and epithalamus. Okay, another fact, misunderstanding of the work of neuroscientist Roger Sperry in the 1970s fed the notion that everyone is either left brain or right brain. Although each hemisphere has special functions, the 2 halves work closely together in a healthy mind. Humans are whole brain. Okay, looking inside. Another fact, overall, at least half of all cases of dementia, formerly known as senility, can be traced to Alzheimer's disease. This is testing intelligence. 1937 Stanford Binet intelligence test includes miniatures and printed matter. Right. Another test. This is an angio-MRI of a 27-year-old woman. Revealed the arteries that provide oxygen to the brain. Your brain uses about 12 watts of power, fraction of the energy of a household light bulb. There are several types of brain imaging, e.g., CT scan or CAT scan, MRI, fMRI, MEG, and PET, PET, positronic emission tomography. PET is usually used in cancer, I believe, diagnosis. Alright. Another fact, addictive drugs work by mimicking neurotransmitters or altering their work. Brain scans reveal physical changes in the synaptic activity of a drug user. The drug known as ecstasy, for example, can permanently damage neurons that produce serotonin. And this is how a PET scan is done. Okay, this is the nervous system, and I'm not sure why. The shock of an ice-cold victory causes a full-body startle reaction. Okay. Now this is our nervous system. Wow, that's amazing. See how many nerves there are, and these are not even all the nerves. Cells in your brain, as in all tissues, have their own genetic code made up of just 4 nucleotide bases, G, C, T, and A, guanine, cytosine, thymine, adenine. Out of these letters come the combinations that make you unique. Okay, divisions of nervous system. We have central and peripheral. Peripheral is subdivided into motor and sensory. Motor is somatic and autonomic. And autonomic is sympathetic and parasympathetic. Thanks to the evolution, they react, the gazelles, without even thinking when lioness attacks. Another fact, handwriting analysts claim forward-sloping handwriting indicates an outgoing personality, while a backward slope signifies bashfulness. This discounts or ignores contradictory evidence, such as noted extrovert Bill Clinton's backward slant. I don't think it's right. Alright. Here's another glossary of all the terms. Okay, for another fact, the tiny hypothalamus, less than 1% of the brain, is rich in neural connections and receptors for hormones. It strongly influences the pituitary gland. Damage to the hypothalamus weakens the immune systems. So, conversely, electrical stimulation boosts immunity. Fascinating, right? Messengers. Okay. Let's see. Touching a devil's clubthorn stimulates pressure-sensitive mechanoreceptors and possibly pain-sensitive nociceptors in the fingertip right here. Another fact, indigestion can hurt your chest. Back, spinal nerves sometimes confuse paths or of pain signals. So sometimes, I guess, when people are having a heart attack, they perceive it maybe indigestion. So, yeah. Alright. Let's see. Photoreceptors in the eye begin in the neural circuitry that registers sensation of visible light. So there are sensory receptors. There looks like 5. Mechano, photo, thermal, chemoreceptors, and nociceptors. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's ritual mortification of the flesh in the Hindu festival of Thaipusam in Malaysia demonstrates the power of brain over pain. Wow, that's not a good thing. Alright, and these are, looks like some imaging of the brain. First the pleasure, and then the pain. That's different brain parts react. Okay. When the skin warms, the sympathetic division of the autonomic nervous system dilates blood vessels near the surface and activates the sweat glands. When body temperature cools, the autonomic nervous system narrows the vessels to send blood to deeper, more vital organs. Isn't that all fascinating? Okay, catching a baseball requires a whole bunch of actions in the sensory and skeleton, muscle nerves, cerebrum, cerebellum, basal ganglia. Okay, lots of different facts. Luigi Galvani discovered in the 18th century that nerves use electricity. It was by accident, and they touched a frog nerve with a scalpel, and its legs contracted. Galvani substituted electric sparks and got the same effect. His name lives as a verb when sparked into action where galvanized. Now you know where that comes from. Alright. I think we are going to stop here for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to dig deeper into these chapters and read through the text. I know it sometimes could be quite boring when you just read something unless it's a specific video for reading. But I definitely want to learn more about our brain. But I hope this is enough facts. Hopefully this was somewhat interesting and relaxing. I hope you are having a wonderful and relaxing day or night, and I hope to see you really soon on the channel again. Take care of yourself and be well. Goodbye.